Had a situation last night on a net that came up as a potential emergency. But was it a hoax? Let's talk about it. Hi everybody, welcome to HamShackTV. I'm your host Josh, AA4WX. This video I'm quite conflicted on making it, but I want to have a conversation. I think we need to have a conversation about emergencies in amateur radio. First, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Certainly helps the channel, and appreciate all the support that you all have given me over the past 9 months or so that we've had this channel going. So want to debrief this whole situation, and there's still a lot under investigation. We're trying to figure out more and more information about what had happened. But this happened on the Dixie Traders Net, and you know I've covered the Dixie Traders Net here on HamShackTV several times, and I was not listening during this event. Unfortunately, I hadn't tuned in. However, I had gotten a message from my Skywarn coordinator that there was an active emergency in progress on the Dixie Traders Net. So I immediately tuned in, if nothing else for the entertainment purposes, but also to see if there was anything I could do to help. And was taking information and all this. This was about 9 o'clock on Friday, March 7th. I was just trying to absorb as much information as I could, listening to the caller and that kind of thing, and it got chaotic. People doubling with each other, people speaking that did not need to be speaking, that kind of thing. So I decided to take control as the assistant coordinator for Skywarn in my area. I just let my Skywarn instincts take over, and I took control, and we got everything to a good, manageable level. So let me give you the whole situation. During the early 9 o'clock hour, and I'm looking at notes here, so forgive me for not looking at the camera, an unidentified station transmitted an emergency call concerning a situation in a cave or tunnel in northern Georgia. This was during the Dixie Traders Net. The distress call was vague, incomplete, and unclear. At 9:12 p.m., I was informed by K4HSM that the situation was in progress, and the distressed operator also informed us of a weak battery. So he was on an HT. We suspect it was a Baofeng. It did have a Roger beep, a distinctive Roger beep on the tail end of each squelch. So we believe it had a weak battery. Or we believe it was a Baofeng. I took control about 9:30 p.m. Several hams had already reached out to emergency officials in Whitfield and Murray County, Georgia, but communication remained unclear. I am managed to establish a structured communication method with the distressed operator to try to attempt to save their battery. I gave them instructions. I asked them yes or no questions, key once for yes or key twice for no. And then also, if I had to ask them a question that had a number regarding it, I asked them to key the mic for however many that number was. One thing I'd ask them, how many people are in your party? They keyed 3 times, so there was 3 people in the party. I asked them how many casualties, which is a fatality or a injury. They said 2, so 2 of their 3 were injured. And I asked them to key however many times for fatalities that they had, and they had 1 fatality. The location that they given was Cohutta Springs Trail. After doing some research, I asked them to key once to confirm Cohutta Springs, and they did. This is near Crandall, Georgia. I asked them to key for how many hours they had been on the trail, and they had keyed twice, so that indicated a 2-hour hike into the area. Unfortunately, before I get into that, I remained calm and tried to keep the distress signal calm as best as I could. I instructed them to only key once every 5 minutes, just to let me know that they were still here. I had talked to them around 10:55 p.m. and at 11 p.m. I never got another response from them. So I called out several times. They never responded. So we lost communications as of 11 p.m. We continued to establish or try to reestablish contact for the next hour. However, after consulting with one of the repeater owners on the network that we were using, since we had lost comms with the distress signal, we determined that we would terminate operations shortly before midnight. So, all right, a lot to unpack there. A whole lot to unpack. There was a lot of red flags. When I talked to that repeater owner, he was down on Lookout Mountain near Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Georgia, wherever, I don't know where Lookout is, if it's in Chattanooga or it's in Georgia and Tennessee. Nonetheless, it's near Chattanooga. And he had a beam pointed in the direction of the incident, and said he was getting a weak signal from it. So it was plausible. However, there were a lot of just red flags and questions that we did not have answers to. We never got a call sign out of the guy. We never got any clear cross streets or anything like that. He had said a couple of things about like West Cravens or something like that, and we searched everywhere on the internet, could not find anything about that. So there's a lot of maybe story changing, that kind of thing. I don't know. And we still to this day do not know, or up to this hour, we still do not know for sure whether this was a hoax or a prank or a joke, or if it's the real thing. We had made contact with Whitfield County and Murray County, Georgia emergency officials, and they did have parties on the ground looking. Specifically in Murray County, once we had determined that it was most likely in Murray County, they said search crews were deployed on foot and via thermal drone found no individuals or vehicles matching any descriptions that we had. We did have 2 descriptions for 2 vehicles. They had crews on foot searching the Cohutta Wilderness area, found no signs of any emergency. They consulted with cave experts that there were no known caves in that area, only old talc mine shafts, which were sealed and inaccessible. The repeater that the signal was coming in has little to no coverage for handheld radios in that area, which raises more doubts. And the situation from that point is just becoming more and more increasingly believed to be a hoax or a prank. During this situation, we were interfered with a few times by one individual who absolutely presented absolutely no purpose being on that frequency during that situation. He was armchair quarterbacking the situation, interjecting political commentary, making remarks about MAGA Republicans and garbage like that has absolutely nothing to do with the emergency in progress. And he also ignored multiple admonishments by myself and the station that was assisting me. So we're looking at that as well. My word to you folks is, please, if you hear an emergency situation, if you can help, help. If you can't help or don't know how to help, don't key the damn microphone. Pardon the language, but I don't play when it comes to emergency communications. That is ridiculous. Do not get on the radio unless you can be productive in helping the emergency situation. Let people deal with the emergency. Do not get on there to play around or throw nonsense commentary in. We need the airwaves clear when handling an emergency situation. So we're debriefing this, and there's still folks on the lookout for this situation down in Georgia, it's a very unfortunate situation. I really kind of hope that we would get a positive outcome on this, but once we lost communications, there's really nothing else we could do as ham radio operators at that point. So anyway, I'll keep you updated if we hear more. I've got several repeater owners and several net controls that are talking through this and trying to debrief and everything else. But if nothing else, this is a learning opportunity for every ham radio operator on how to handle a net. I don't know if there's a recording of the net. If there is, and I can get permission from the repeater owner, I may publish that at a future date. But certainly a learning opportunity. Guys, I highly implore you, please, if you can get involved in emergency services and have that kind of confidence, do it. Do it. That's what ham radio is all about. It's about helping in a time of need. One other complaint that I have before I let you go, and I'm going to raise some hell about this for a little while, but there has now been several incidents in my general area that Aries and Races should have been called up. And that's the problem I think I've found with Aries and Races, at least here locally in Tennessee. Races, or Aries and Races, does not believe that they can go into service unless they are activated by their local EMA. And I don't believe that to be true. If you are on a repeater and you get or simplex for that matter, if you're anywhere, or HF, I don't care. My camera keeps going out of focus. If you are on any of these, if you hear a distress call, period, step in and help, especially if you're an Aries or Races member. I am not an Aries member. I was an Aries member many, many years ago, shortly after I got my technician license. I've never rejoined Aries. No real reason why not, but I just never have found the need for it. But here's the deal. There's absolutely a breakdown somewhere with Aries, at least in my general region. We had a wildfire situation back in 2016, the Gatlinburg wildfires. Sevier County never called up any comms. It was Skywarn that stepped in and helped on that. Why? Because nobody else was doing it. We've had other events that Aries isn't activating. It's Skywarn guys, either myself or Greg or somebody like that jumps in and handles this. And really, it should be Aries people that have had the ICS training, things like that. So it's unfortunate. I think we've got a lot to learn and a lot to do better. But anyway, I'll keep you updated to this incident. We'll see if we hear any more information about it later on. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all subscribing and commenting down below. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I know you certainly, if you're a ham radio operator, you certainly believe in the implications of emergency services and things like that. But let me know your thoughts. And if you've got a story about you helping in an emergency situation on air, let me know about it. I might want to bring you on the channel and have that or tell that story if you'd be willing to do it. So let me know down in the comments. Guys, don't forget to check out Ham Radio Prep, hamradioprep.com. They are a proud sponsor of the HamShackTV HamFest Tour. Go check them out if you're looking to get your amateur radio license, tech, general, or extra class licenses. They are so confident that you will pass your exam the first time, they will give you your money back if you don't. But you're going to pass it. I believe in you. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. 73s, AA4WX, WSCB 693.